What's up, Internet? In today's video, we're going to take a look back at a retrospective on Retro Black Friday. Something I did every year for the first at least 3 or 4 years of me being on YouTube in 2013, 2014, and 2015, where my local game stores used to have ridiculously good deals on Black Friday. To an extent, those deals kind of still exist, but the market is obviously a lot different. I believe this year I'll be participating in Retro Games plus 30% off of everything in the store, which I've done the last few years also. But looking back on those deals I got in the last few years, I always kind of regret the pickups. Like, they end up biting me in the ass somehow. So it'll be something where I buy Neo Geo games, Neo Geo Pocket games that I just have to sit on for over a year before they sell. Action figures that I decide I don't want to collect and have to take a loss on, stuff like that. But in today's video, we're looking back to when I scored. Well, mainly we want to look at the Sega Saturn score in the first year, because that one was insane. $4 Sega Saturn games. Coming up next. I might be onto something with this Black Friday retro video game store hunting, because it started off pretty weak.
The first game exchange I went to today had it listed at $15, along with $15 for Final Fantasy Origins, which is a game I've been looking for. So $15 for the two of those. The next game exchange I went to, I couldn't find anything I actually needed, or wanted, I should say. But they did have Mega Man X and Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past priced at $15 each, so I also picked those up, which I think is a steal. Both these games are like at least $20 each.
This is where things got crazy. I did pick up a Sega Dreamcast game just to make the most out of their buy one get one free deal. I didn't want to basically get an $8 game and get a $4 game for free. And they had Astal, a pretty decent game, a pretty rare game, I would say, for Sega Saturn. They had this one listed at $4. So I picked up NFL Quarterback Club 2000, Brett Favre on the cover. And another game I picked up that I've actually wanted for a while, but never found a reason to get it. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII. This was an $8 game, so I had to pick that up to make the other one even, the other pile. Earthworm Jim 2. This game goes for about like $20, so paying basically $4 for it is a pretty fucking good deal. Dark Savior. I have seen this cover before. I'm not really familiar with the game. Looks like it is an RPG. It looks pretty cool. It was $4. I basically picked up anything that looked cool for the Saturn that was reasonably priced. And by reasonably, I mean way under what they should be. This is Shining Wisdom. This is a working design game. And I paid $4 for it, complete. Shining the Holy Ark, $4, complete. And I've heard so much about this game. Guardian Heroes, so happy to finally have it. I paid $4. Alright, that was pretty crazy. The next year, we couldn't follow it up, obviously, because how do you follow $4 Sega Saturn games? Well, you try your damnedest by buying as many NES games as you can. Let's get into what I got on Black Friday, and as you saw, my Black Friday is not like everybody else's Black Friday. I got 0 new games. I went completely retro, and I pretty much cleaned out all the game exchanges near me for Nintendo and Super Nintendo games. I got pretty much everything that I didn't already have, and I think I spent about $90. We got Air Fortress, Xenophobe, The Three Stooges, Bad Street Brawler, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, which is one of the reasons I really wanted to go down to this game exchange for Black Friday, because when we were just down there randomly earlier in the month, I noticed they had a lot of NES games that I'd never even heard of, and I wanted to pick them up, but I wanted to wait for a great deal.
Hudson Hawk, Phantom Fighter, Flying Warriors, which looks like it might be pretty cool, but I've never heard of it before, so maybe not. The Maffet Conspiracy, and Joust. So we hit, after that, the Game Exchange in Wallingford, and honestly, I wasn't expecting much, because we go to that one constantly. Like, if we drive past it, we stop, just to see, and I don't always buy something, but it looked like they got a new stock of Super Nintendo games in. They had 3 cases full of, well, not full, but, you know, with Super Nintendo games, higher-end titles, and a lot on the shelf that I haven't seen there before. So let's go over those. We got Daffy Duck, The Marvin Missions, Zool, Gradius 3, which unfortunately I already have, Brutal Paws of Fury, Space Ace, which is a game I had as a kid, Cool World, Pinball Dreams, Time Tracks, Rival Turf, Power Moves, RoboCop 3, Mohawk and Headphone Jack, that's a weird title, Star Trek The Next Generation, and Final Fight, which was the game I was happiest to get, and it was actually the cheapest. It was only $4.95, everything else was marked $6.95. Spent $50 on those first 16 games, I believe it was, and I spent another $10 on these two. Got Weapon Lord, which is a game I've never heard of, but it looks pretty cool. Put out by Namco. And we got Ys Wanderer from Ys 3. I'm assuming it's a cool little RPG.
Alright, in the last year we're going to take a look at 2015. The store switched it up a little bit. The deals got a little bit different. And the main takeaway I had was the buy one, get 2 free is a deal that in today's day and age, I dream about happening again. Let's take a look.
I went to quite a few different game exchanges, which is a franchise that's in Connecticut and somewhere out in the Midwest, but who cares about them? Anyway, they were having a buy one, get one free sale on anything that was $25 and under. And for PlayStation 2, Xbox, and Wii games, they also had a buy one, get 2 free if they were $20 or under. So at the first game exchange that I ended up getting something at, picked up 4 Super Nintendo games, paid $20 for these 4, so about $5 each. We got Out of This World, Darius Twin, The Incredible Hulk, and Young Merlin. At the next game exchange, we ended up with an even better deal, possibly the best deal in this video. For about $29, I got these 5 games. The Super Nintendo game's not anything to write home about. We got Faceball 1000, just basically a game I didn't have, don't know what it's about. Hyperzone, Monster Rancher Evo, Tales of Legendia, which is actually a Tales game that I was really looking forward to getting. I almost got it back in the day. And finally, another game I really wanted to pick up. Atelier Iris 3, Grand Phantasm. And all 3 of those PlayStation games are valued around $20. And with a buy one, get 2 free deal, that's pretty good value. So when we got to the next game exchange that I ended up purchasing something at, I had to do it again. This one we picked up Monster Rancher 3, Champions of Norath, which is actually going to be going to Danny, and Ys, The Ark of Napishtim.
Alright, thank you for joining me on this trip through Retro Black Friday of over a decade ago in every instance. So let me know in the comments below what you were able to get on yesterday's Black Friday. I hopefully was able to find something. That'll be in a future video. Like the video, subscribe if you're new. and I'll be seeing you.